Good morning, my beautiful friends and fellow seekers. Welcome to Coffee with the Council. April 3rd, our second session. Good morning, Carrie. Hello, Sherry. Hi, Catherine. Yay, Greg. Yes, indeed. Thank you. For those who don't know, that Yay, Greg is my, well, you can see it up here. It's my website and my email and everything. Good morning, Rosie. Hi, how are you? My goodness. I haven't seen your name in ages. It's a very pretty mandala there. Good morning or good afternoon, Jack. How are you? How's everybody? What are we drinking today? What is our beverage? Mine, as usual, is my beautiful iron flask water bottle. I'm always drinking water. Thank you, Catherine. Yes, I picked it many years ago when I was getting spammed on my Yahoo mail and I wanted to create a new email for Outlook.com, and I just wanted something lighthearted, fun, and that was celebratory. So I did Yay Greg. Carrie has a last sip of coffee. Rosie, it's true, long time. I'm good, thanks. What about you? I am really, really well. Thank you for asking. Although at these early mornings, I'm not great at early morning, but I'm starting to get in the rhythm of it, and it's only day 2. So I think that by the middle or end of next week, Coffee with the Council will just become a natural part of my daily rhythm. So, but otherwise, all is well here, Rosie. It's been an interesting road for 9 months, but all good. Hello, good morning, Gwen. Welcome. You didn't get to attend yesterday. She finished her coffee already, so I've got water now. I see. Sherry's doing water so far, about to decide which tea. Got it. Carrie says, yes, it's not bad waking up early. Just waking up is a gift. Indeed, indeed it is. How's everyone feeling today? Anybody new to me or new to Coffee with the Council? Well, pretty much everybody's new to Coffee with the Council. This is only the second session. But is anyone brand new? You're new, Kimberly. Welcome to you. Where are you from? What's your beverage today? Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Greg Phillips. My purpose here on the planet is to guide people into the depths of their heart so they can experience meaningful transformation. And I do that through a lot of different ways. Energy readings and energy work. Intuitive guidance, which I like to call loving guidance because I'm all about love. And also conscious channeling, which is what we're going to be doing today. So Coffee with the Council is this beautiful opportunity to gain an insight for your day, or some heart wisdom, as I like to call it, from the Council of Seven, who is a group of guides that I work with, who are incredibly lighthearted, just like I am, of course, and very fun and very wise, and a little goofy. So welcome, welcome. You're in New Hampshire and you're drinking coffee. I love it. She's actually bringing coffee to Coffee with the Council. I know it's so weird that I named it this because I don't drink coffee at all. I have one story about drinking coffee that just soured me to it whole time. And Chanel, you're new. Wonderful. Welcome. Where are you from? Sherry says I have no choice but to get up early. My inner alarm goes off between 4 and 5. Well, you're lucky in that regard. I need alarms in the morning. Hey, good morning, April. Good to see you. Chanel's drinking water and coffee and from California. Very cool. Where in California? I used to live in the Bay Area and in the Los Angeles area for a while. Hello, neighbor, says Kimberly to Carrie. I love New Hampshire. I haven't been to Maine much, but I've been to New Hampshire a bit. Awesome. Anyone else brand new to Coffee with the Council or to me? You're welcome, Chanel. Ah, Salinas near Monterey. Oh, yes, I know those. Monterey is so beautiful. April is making decaf coffee. Already had all your caffeine this morning. Yes, I can imagine. Wonderful. Glad to hear everybody's getting their beverages together. I'm going to mute really briefly here and blow my nose. Hello, Darlene Marie from Rockaway Beach. Where's Rockaway Beach? That sounds familiar. And you have coffee and water. That's fantastic. Are you brand new to us today, Darlene? Yay. Hey, Lorianne. Nice to meet you. Portland, Oregon. Woohoo. Very cool. Isn't Portland... Wait, is Portland known for its craft brews or its craft coffees? I can't remember. Something like that. Darlene's new. Everybody give Darlene a warm, happy, loving greeting and welcome. It's so good to have new people here today. As my dear friend Gwen said, you are in for a treat. If you've never met the council, it is a beautiful experience. And yesterday they were talking a lot about living in the moment as relates to a concept that they call is-ness. And I was given a glimpse of what they're going to talk about today, and apparently they're going to stick with the is-ness theme, but take a different approach. So it'll be really fascinating to see what they come up with. If you are sitting there thinking, oh, darn it, I missed yesterday's, well, fear not. If you go to my teacher's link, I have all of my live recordings, except for maybe 2 in the last year and a half. Yeah, I think I've only forgotten to record 2. But they're all up on a certain channel that I affectionately call the Tube of You. And so you can see the replay there, which I posted up last night. And this replay will be posted up later today. So, Portland microbreweries are famous. I thought so. See, I was onto something there. I could sense it, feel it. Aw, thanks, Jack. Thanks for the love there. Yes, welcome to all the new people. It's nice to have you here. We appreciate you joining our happy little bubble. Speaking of which, if you are the type of person on Insight Timer who likes to join groups, we have a beautiful group called Our Happy Little Bubble. It used to be called something else, but I recently changed the name because I feel like I live in a happy little bubble, and I'm interested in having community with other people who are living in their own happy little bubble, and together we'll join together and live in a collective happy little bubble. So it's just a little lighthearted way of encouraging us to come together. Yes, very cool. We've got lots of great new people today. We are all in our happy little... That's the whole spirit of it, Carrie. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Anybody else who's new want to say hi before we get into our session today? This is a rare day for me. I get to actually open the blinds and not be blinded by the southern Utah sun. So getting some good natural light here from the window in front of the desk, which is pretty darn awesome. I can't think of anything else. Oh, I like when it rains. I don't like going out in the rain, but I like being indoors and just hearing the rain on the roof and watching how it nourishes the land and moistens everything. Yeah, April showers. Exactly. Very cool. All right, well, let's get started since we only have a full half hour to do this. All right. Again, welcome if you're brand new. If you're just coming in, we're about to get started with a short meditation and then into the message from the Council. The Council of Seven is a collection of beings, ascended masters, angels, energy beings. They're from all over different places, different civilizations, different times, different parallel realities. They don't come to me as specific individuals, and they are many. They're not just seven, but the seven part of the name represents seven distinct energies or frequencies that they've come to share and discuss with us. The first of which is love. The second of which is unity, which they just revealed very briefly, without too much detail, back on February 14th. So I imagine that there will be more coming about that. So we now know two of the seven energies or vibrations that they represent. And and I've been channeling them for, well, this month marks a year. So that is that's an anniversary. I didn't even think about that. So welcome, enjoy, let's settle in. I invite you to close your eyes, to rest your arms gently on your lap or on the arms of the chair that you're sitting in. Place your left hand on your beautiful heart chakra right there at the center of your heart space. And gently bring to mind one person, place, or thing that you absolutely, deeply, and purely love. There's no stories or judgment or expectations or any analysis or thinking about this person, place, or thing. You just absolutely love it or them. It could be your favorite beverage. It could be your favorite pillow. It could be your favorite person. Could be your favorite book. Just one person, place, or thing, and hold that in your heart like a seed. Hold it in the center of your chest, right there in your beautiful heart chakra. And just feel the love for this person, place, or thing. The heart truly is the seat of the soul and the portal to all things beyond the physical. When we hold love in our heart, we are engaging with love as a feeling, which is the first evolutionary step of the experience of love for humans. Currently, love is the highest vibration that we have accessible to us on the planet right now, but there are higher vibrations and we will eventually reach those. So as you are feeling into this love for this person, place, or thing, allow this feeling of love in your heart to grow and begin to flow through the rest of your body. Send it down through your left leg, all the way down to the ground, and when it reaches the floor, allow it to pass underneath your foot, into the floor, and over to your other foot. And then coming up your right leg, creating a beautiful circling flow. And watch and feel and direct that energy up your right leg, up to the knees, up to the hips, up into your waist area, and extend that up your right hand side all the way to your right shoulder, and then down the right arm, past your right elbow. Flow that energy all the way down to your fingertips. Watch and feel and sense as that love fills each finger individually, from one to the next, to the third, to the fourth, and into the thumb, and feel the vibrance and the energy and the wholeness of how that feels. And then bring that right hand right up to your heart and place that right back on your left hand, and feel as that energy cycles back into your heart space and flows over to the left shoulder, passing down the upper arm to the left elbow, into the left forearm, and then passing over your wrist and back up into your heart. And just feel and watch and observe all of this beautiful love flowing through you. This is basically the energy that flows through you when you are in the zone doing a creative project, lost deeply in thought over whatever endeavor you might be doing, or deep in meditation, those moments when time seems to stand still or passes by in the blink of an eye. And then gently nudge that energy up your neck, up past your throat, into your head, allowing it to fill your whole jaw. Just sort of rising like water, filling a bowl, filling a bucket, filling a basin, rising above the nose level, past the eyes, filling into the forehead and the third eye, all the way up to your beautiful crown chakra right at the top of your head. Give it a gentle, loving tap with one hand, and watch as that love just spurts out at the top of your head like a fountain. And as you're feeling the connection with all of this love, we'll call in the council and we will get our message today. Good day and greetings, our dear, beautiful friends. We greet you from the energetic realms where we celebrate and love each and every aspect of who you are, every single experience that you have in the here and the now. We are always with you, loving, supporting, and celebrating it. Indeed, it is our joy and our purpose to love and celebrate you. And we are so pleased to be back again with you for Coffee with the Council. Indeed, many of us have not tasted coffee, so we rely on your experience of this particular beverage, but we understand how many people absolutely love this particular drink. And this is an important example of is-ness, if you will. As we discussed yesterday, we were speaking very much about the perspectives of past and future as relates to is-ness. And today we would like to drill down with you in order to further your understanding of this concept, in order to begin to actually know is-ness, for this is not a concept that is easily grokked with the mind, shall we say. This is not something in which you, well, initially you may wish to begin to understand or comprehend it, but the ultimate goal when it relates to is-ness as a concept itself is to understand it on a feeling level, to understand it on a knowingness level, if you will. Today, what we would like to focus on is was-ness. Yes, another interesting and a fun word. There is an aspect of is-ness that by understanding was-ness better, you can then begin to make distinctions and distinguish and use your incredible power of discernment to recognize when you are living from a state of was-ness versus living from a state of is-ness. For is-ness is much more than simply living in the moment and living in the here and now. Is-ness indeed exists purely in the here and now and not the past or the future. However, was-ness and is-ness are sort of like cousins, if you will. Was-ness being probably a bit more of a disruptive influence in the family line, if you know what we mean. Anyways, our own little joke there. Perhaps you got it, perhaps you didn't. Was-ness, quite simply, can be defined as is-ness weighed down by stories. Now, let us dig a little bit deeper with this. If was-ness is is-ness weighed down by stories, then is-ness is was-ness freed up of all stories. Was-ness in and of itself is a state of being in which your mental focus and therefore your energetic focus is indeed looking backwards. Now, the fascinating thing about was-ness is that your energy, your beautiful, beloved, sacred energy, is pure now. It is absolutely 100% purely in the now. It is indeed the very essence of is-ness. And so when you are living from a state of was-ness, your energy is not living from there with you. It is living in the now. And so by engaging in looking backwards, by engaging in stories about the past, you are cultivating yourself in this state of was-ness. However, your energy is not joining you there. So there is a disconnect. There is a desynchronization, if you will, of you and your energy. Let us give you an example of this. Perhaps a dear friend reaches out to you and says, "Hello, how are you? It's been a while. We have not spoken. How are you?" And then you begin to tell the story of all of the challenges that you've had over the last few years. You begin to outline and detail everything that you have been through. And then the friend says, "Well, thank you for sharing all that, but how are you?" And then you suddenly realize you have simply shared with them how you were and not how you are. And can you feel and hear and see the distinction, our dear friends? So when we engage with stories of the past, what we are doing is reactivating those belief systems and thinkings and definitions that we have created throughout your life, throughout your experience of life itself, that are based in the past. And when we tell those stories from a state of was-ness, from a perspective of the past rather than the current moment, then simply what we're doing is muddying our own energetic waters, for our energy will not cooperate and go backwards with us. It will simply stay put in the moment and wait for you to come back to the now. Now, wonderfully and very helpfully, your energy is never in judgment of you, for it is pure and perfect love. It is the essence of all things, of all that exists, and of Source itself. And so your energy, in its most beautiful, unconditionally loving way, will simply wait for you to return to the moment. Now, this is not always easy to distinguish this difference between was-ness and is-ness. So we encourage you to pay close attention to experiences similar to our example. If a friend says, "How are you?" stop for a moment before you answer. If you're the type of individual who typically answers with something like what you're doing or where you've been or any of your stories from your past, well, those are all still good to share, because any friend who truly loves you will be interested in hearing what your life experience has been of late. However, by simply pausing for a moment and answering the actual question, "How are you?" meaning how are you in this moment, then you give yourself that opportunity to make the connection with your sacred energy in the here and the now. And from there, you have a little bit more of a centered, grounded, foundational connection with who you really are. And when you go into telling the stories of whatever life experience has occurred since the last time you spoke with your beloved dear friend, you can actually begin to then distinguish. As you tell a story, you can catch yourself and say to yourself, or to your friend if they know you well and you trust and love them, you could actually say to yourself with them, I am telling a story about what happened last year. How is this making me feel? I can feel some doubts. I can feel some insecurities. I still feel a bit of a sting over that one particular experience. Oh, interesting. This is revealing that I am currently in the now holding a particular belief about this experience. We will give you an example from dear Greg's own life. About 15 years ago, he experienced a complete financial collapse. He began the process of giving everything away after being served an eviction from an apartment he was living in the Los Angeles greater area. And he negotiated a safe departure so that he would not have this eviction looming over him, but he extended outward into a brand new adventure of maximum uncertainty as he went house hopping and house sitting and eventually sleeping in his car. Over a period of about a year, he gradually lost everything. And after several years of living this way, always going from one uncertain scenario to the next, some months and days and weeks, not even sure where the next dollar would come from in order to have food, he started to become more friendly with uncertainty itself, but he started to build an identity. He started to define and over-identify with the experience of the loss. Yes, he was learning quite a lot. He was transforming many different belief systems. He was transforming different ideologies. His connection to certain ambitions were being surrendered and let go of. So there was much transformation afoot. But when he finally found himself in semi-stable footing in 2012, after having lost even more, every time he told the story to someone, he felt bad. Because he had created his own identity. He had caused himself to, how do we say it? He caused his entire reality to revolve around the identity of having lost everything. And he did this from a place not of having transformed, not having learned a variety of different things, although he did acknowledge those. He did it as a person who had lost everything. We don't know if you can tell or feel the difference, but think to an example in your life, a story that you have been telling perhaps for years or maybe months or who knows how long, and you always feel a little bit off center, a little bit bad, a little bit weighed down, or a lot, as the case may be. This is a clear indication that you have identified yourself with the was-ness rather than your current is-ness. And the simplest way to be free of this is to recognize that you have assigned your identity to this particular life experience instead of allowed your identity to shift and move with you and staying in the current moment. And so the exercise in this particular example, our dear friends, is to become willing to form a new identity based on who you are right now. And so this is a little bit about the relationship between is-ness and was-ness. As you free yourself from the stories of what was, you will find that all that is left is you, who you truly are, your pure and beautiful sacred energy in the here and the now, your is-ness. In the coming weeks, there will be much more that we wish to share with you regarding is-ness. We indeed have conversations in store for you regarding working with is-ness in the current moment, particularly with physical maladies or other such situations that are occurring in the here and now, and how to be keeping yourself in the state of is-ness rather in forming new stories. For every time you form a new story and latch or over-identify with a particular experience or create a definition or assign meaning to something that does not feel good to you, you just pile more stories on and continue to live in a state of was-ness. And this is truly uncomfortable and not truly fully living from the entirety of who you truly are, which is pure and perfect source energy and love, your is-ness. So we will leave it at this for now. believe that there may be time for questions and answers with Greg about this if you wish, and we will do our best to support from afar as always. And we just wish to extend to you the biggest and most loving bear hug of joy and celebration to you this day, our dear beloved friends, for we are always joyful and honored by your presence, by your interest in what we have to say, and most particularly in your joy and interest in coming together as a collective. This is one thing that we celebrate the most of all, whenever you all join together in seeking greater wisdom, knowledge, and ultimately seeking yourselves. And so we will leave this with you for now until we meet again tomorrow. We thank you, we love you, and we will see you soon. Hi, I'm back. How are you? How was that? Sherry can vouch for cousin trouble. Sherry, I told my story of loss for 4 years. I get this so deeply. Wow, April resonates so much. How is it resonating, April? And Sherry, tell us more about, not your story, but basically how you're feeling, how you're getting this so deeply, what that's feeling like. Darlene has a giant smile right now. Well, there you go. Darlene's a newbie to us and she's already smiling. I love that. Thank you for sharing your smile with us. Jack says, oh my, this is so profound. Thank you, Council, says Sherry. Carrie, Was-ness, I so get this and it makes sense. That's it. Oh, good. I'm glad. Sometimes I often wonder that the concepts, you know, there's new words that the council is using with us, and there's new concepts, right? And it's interesting because when they say the word, I get the entirety of the feeling of what they're conveying. But then it takes more words, I guess, to explain it, right? But in terms of how that energy, when they say the word through me, is-ness, I just have a full picture. It is so beautiful. It's just so pure. It's really a state that I wish to stay in, if I can. Let's see what you guys are saying. Gwen says, me too, April. Wasn't this so cool? Catherine, thanks for the hugs. I like the way you phrase the question. I like that it's okay to have some pain. What'd you say, dear? It's okay to have some pain in is-ness sometimes. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with any particular life experience. As Bashar often talks about, every single experience in life, anything in life that happens outside of you, inherently has no meaning. It's inherently neutral. We're the ones who assign it meaning. We're the ones who give it definition. We can look at something and identify with it, over-identify with it, as the council was talking about. We can look at something and say, that's bad. We can look at something and feel pain from it and then pass judgment on it, and immediately creating a negative definition around it. And therefore, from that point onward, until we change the meaning, until we change the definition, until we let go of any beliefs around it or over-identifying with it, it will always have a negative meaning, meaning it will always feel like a negative result to us. But we can change that. We have the power of choice in any given moment to change it. We are not glued to or wed to our stories or our definitions. And this, my friends, when you hear teachers and gurus and other people talking about getting your power back, living in your power, this, even though they are not explaining what they mean by living in your power, so we sit there, we hear them say, oh, I'm here to help you live in your power. I'm here to empower you. What does that mean, right? This is what it means. Thanks to what I've learned from Bashar and the council, I now understand this is what it means, the power of choice, and that we have this in every single moment, every single second. Let me see what else you guys are saying. It's just temporary, Catherine says, because is-ness is so short. Is-ness doesn't have a duration, my dear. Is-ness just is. Is-ness is truly everythingness. Catherine, a new way to think of living in the past versus the present. Yes, indeed it is. I could really feel them inviting us to do our best. Obviously, it doesn't have to be perfect, but to do our best to recognize when we're living from was-ness versus living from is-ness. And when we're living from is-ness, we are caught up with our pure, sacred, essential energy. And anyone, I know many of you have been on journeys with me. Has anyone, raise your hand in chat if you've been on one of my energetic journeys, or if you've not been on one but listened to one from one of my tracks or recordings. If you've been on any of those with me, I suddenly realized this morning that when we go on these journeys, even though we might say, for example, integrate a lost fragment of our soul, a lost soul fragment, we never go into the past. We might see things from the past, but we're always in the now with our sacred energy. And that's one of the reasons I love doing the energy journey so much, because they exist purely in the now, purely in where our energy lives. So there's definitely something to ponder or be intrigued by about is-ness in the now with our sacred energy and how all of that synchronizes so well. Let's see. Jack says, I know I live in my was-ness, but such a simple flip to bringing myself to the present moment into my is-ness. White heart. I love that, Jack. Sherry, I tell my story from a place of trust and joy now, right? Because now you are trusting and you have joy over what you had experienced. You're not over-identifying with it anymore. I love this, Sherry. To show others... Oop, it scrolled. To show others... Oh, I lost it. That we can come heal. Yes, indeed. April, as I transition from the old version of myself, leaving behind past trauma, outdated beliefs, my guides reinforce it is time to embrace the new version of myself that wants to emerge. That not only wants to emerge, April, but already is. This new version of yourself is. There is nothing you need to do except make a connection with that new version of yourself from an is-ness place of state of being, and then you will simply be it. You will is. You will is your new version. Carrie, yes it does. It makes it more concrete, so to speak. A past instead of is-ness as being now. Yeah. Oh, Darlene is having the same experience as April. Love that. Catherine's loving it. Sherry says, we had lost absolutely everything. I was in despair daily. Now we have all we need and more. It's a beautiful life. I agree, Sherry. I would not be here where I am without having had that experience. But I no longer identify as a person who lost everything. I no longer identify as a lost person. Oh, feel the difference, my friends. I am someone who at one point I lost everything. I'm now not that. But for years, for 12 plus years, I had identified as a lost person. I felt lost. I identified with everything that I had lost. I identified with having had the experience of loss. Now I don't feel it anymore. I don't feel any of that. So powerful. Oh, Catherine, that is so cool. This is exactly what you've been working on. Yay. Thanks, Jack. I know how much you love the journeys. But think about it. None of the journeys go to our past. We might see images from our past. We might meet someone from our past, but we actually don't go to the past. You will is. April, yeah, you will just is it. You will just be it. When you connect with the is-ness of something, you just be it. April no longer identifies myself as a people pleaser. That's so cool. I'm glad you enjoy, everybody. Very cool. Thank you so much for being here. If you found value in your heart from today's session, I would greatly appreciate any donations. If you're new, follow me. Come join our beautiful little group called our Happy Little Bubble on Insight Timer. If you're the type of person that enjoys connecting with teachers off of the app, just go to my teacher link here. If this was so gobsmacked meaty for you that you can feel that you're not like that you are going to want to listen to this again or watch it again, you can go to my tube of views. The video will be up later today. I have some work I need to do this morning, and then I will put it up this afternoon probably. I might be able to put it up earlier than that, but I want to add some chapters. Anyways, as is my habit, I always enjoy putting up the replays to my tube of views so that you guys can go and watch and re-listen to them if you want. Otherwise, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the final Coffee with the Council session for this week. And even though I committed to 30 days, I told the council I need weekends off. And I really do. This weekend is actually the first weekend I don't have a single obligation. I don't have anything to do regarding settling into the apartment. I don't have any live streams. I can just relax and goof off or talk to friends or whatever. So tomorrow will be the next session. Thank you so much for your donation, April. I really appreciate you sharing your abundance with me. It really means a lot to us teachers if you just do any kind of, it doesn't even have to be donations. We love those, but we love seeing the follows. We love seeing reviews and ratings. We love having people join our groups and come to our lives. It's just all right. I'm wanting to build a beautiful community, our happy little bubble, so that we can explore concepts like what the council's talking to us about this week. I have a feeling we're going to be continuing to visit with the Is-ness concept until the council's done with it, because I sense energetically that there is a vast amount of information related to this Is-ness concept. So keep your seatbelt buckled, come on back for more when you're feeling ready. And I'm just really, really glad to have you guys here. And as we grow our beautiful, happy little bubble community, let's see. What else you guys saying? Oh, thanks, Carrie. I'm glad you found it beautiful. Yes, there is a richness, Sherry says, in every moment if we allow. Do you have a PayPal link in your book? Yes, Sherry, if you go to yagreg.com, my teacher link, I have alternate forms of donating. If you wish to share some of your love and abundance with me by donating, and you're on Apple and don't want to, if you want the majority of the donation to go to me instead of, I don't care whether you do it here or there. It doesn't, to me, it's no difference. The 30% that goes to Apple keeps food on the table for somebody somewhere in the world, keeps them employed or whatever. I'm fine with it either way. So yes, you can do that, Sherry, if you wish. April, I'm so glad. Thank you for saying that. She says, love these sessions. I'm so glad. I was so nervous yesterday. You wouldn't know it, but I was so nervous before the session yesterday because it's brand new content. It's a new endeavor for me. It's me stepping forward and shining in a whole new way. It's me saying yes on another level. And so when I hear that you guys love these sessions, it's just, thank you. It's not that I do it because I need validation, but it is validating. So I appreciate that because, every weekday is a big endeavor, but I feel so good about it. I'm so excited. Like, look, how many people were new today? Darlene, we had like 3 or 4, maybe even more people. And now we have these new friends. We have these new friends that we get to look forward to seeing again at the next session. And that's the kind of thing that just tickles my heart and helps me keep going with just showing up for you guys in this way. So thank you very much for that, April. You're welcome, Jack. Thank you so much. Rosie, you're welcome, dear. So good. Oh, I'm glad you liked the amazing message. Yes, the council has a good one today. You're on iPhone. Yeah, exactly, Sherry. Yeah, so just go to my link and you can choose. I have 3 different ways of donating there: PayPal, Stripe, and Venmo. So whatever works for you works for me. Oh, I'm glad, Catherine. I'm glad that you enjoyed it so much. And Faz, yes, thank you. I love the insights for you as well. All right, my friends, I'm going to send you off. I will see you tomorrow. Same coffee time with whatever beverage you have tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. All of next week's Coffee with the Councils are scheduled and should be showing on my events page. So please feel free to sign up in advance for those if you want. And again, thanks so much for being here. Without you guys, the council and I would have nobody to talk to. So your presence is truly what warms my heart and makes all the difference, because without your seeking and curiosity and wonderment, the council would just be chattering in my head and it wouldn't go anywhere. So have yourselves a beautiful day. I'm going to send you out and we'll see.